All right, those are the top stories, but just now some breaking news coming in, and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has been granted bail in the liquor policy case. The court has granted bail to Arvind Kejriwal. Remember, he was arrested in the money laundering case connected to the liquor policy case. So huge relief for the Delhi Chief Minister and indeed the Aam Aadmi Party. Remember, the Delhi Chief Minister had been granted a bail during election time. He had come out after some phases of the election were over, and then he had to return to jail by the 2nd of July. Though he had gone to court asking for an extension, but it was not granted. Well, let's now go across to Aishwarya, who has been tracking this entire matter. And Aishwarya, huge relief for Arvind Kejriwal, finally granted bail. Give us the details.
Well, certainly after 2 days of long arguments that took place at the Delhi Rouse Avenue Court, it was the special judge that was hearing the entire matter, and she reserved it today in the morning after the rejoinders being filed by both Enforcement Directorate and the counsels for Arvind Kejriwal. But it's a big relief for Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, as he had been granted regular bail from the Rouse Avenue Court. He'll be stepping out from the Tihar jail, in which he, in relation to the Delhi excise policy case. Certainly Arvind Kejriwal's counsel had stated during the arguments that there was nothing fresh that was found since the time he was behind the bars. It was only these arrests were only based on the statements of the accused turned approvers, and because of those statements, it was Arvind Kejriwal who got arrested, but nothing fresh had been found. In fact, Enforcement Directorate counsels clearly had alleged that it was Arvind Kejriwal who is the kingpin. Aam Aadmi Party also had been named accused in one of the charge sheets as far as Section 70 of the PMLA is concerned, and because he was the national convener of a political party and being the helm of the party, he knows about the day-to-day activities. In fact, there were several transactions that was presented in front of the special judge by the Enforcement Directorate counsels of the Hawala operators, how the money was sent from Goa, from different parts of the country to Goa, and how Charanpreet Singh was involved directly, and the WhatsApp chats were also produced, after which the order was reserved. But it was today the special judge who had given regular bail to Arvind Kejriwal, and that's a big relief for the Delhi Chief Minister. He will be walking out soon from the Tihar jail. Whether that would be today if the bail bond reaches to the Tihar jail and it furnishes, but because it's too late, it seems that it would be tomorrow when Arvind Kejriwal will be walking. But Enforcement Directorate, after being passed on the order, had also requested the Delhi Rouse Avenue Court that they should put a stay on this. In fact, it was interestingly ED special counsel who prayed for the stay of the order till the ED exercise its legal remedies. The court, however, rejected that particular request of the Enforcement Directorate and granted bail. On the other side, remember, it was also Arvind Kejriwal's counsel who had put forward the application in front of the Rouse Avenue Court that Sunita Kejriwal should be virtually be attending the medical examination of Arvind Kejriwal behind the bars. That was not admitted, because now Arvind Kejriwal has finally got the bail and he will be walking out of Tihar jail. Certainly a big relief for Arvind Kejriwal and a big order that is coming out from the Delhi Rouse Avenue Court.
Absolutely, Aishwarya, and a big relief for the Aam Aadmi Party that has been facing, and the Delhi government, the AAP government in Delhi, that has been facing several challenges with the opposition, BJP also pointing fingers over its handling of several crises in the capital, be it the water shortage, etc., saying that how can you continue with the chief minister in jail. So now Arvind Kejriwal coming out of jail, as Aishwarya was telling us, these arguments had taken place for 2 days. The judge had reserved served the order and finally now granting that bail for Arvind Kejriwal. It was, Aishwarya, during the hearing, it seemed quite obvious that the judge was not in favor of, keeping this matter lingering for a very long time, asking for concise arguments to be made. The enforcement directorate, obviously this is a setback for them. They had wanted Arvind Kejriwal to remain in jail. He had been granted bail earlier during the election time. Still no clarity of exactly when he will be released, but Aishwarya, as one can imagine, huge relief for the Aam Aadmi Party. Tell us more about the arguments that took place in the court. ED has been saying that given the extent and the way they've described this entire liquor scam, that Arvind Kejriwal, being the head of the Aam Aadmi Party, he was in the know and he was in a sense responsible for the corruption, about indicating that there was involvement of corruption and the funds were used in the Goa elections by Aam Aadmi Party. So all these arguments had been brought forth in the court.
Well, certainly, and this was for the very first time when Arvind Kejriwal had applied for a regular bail plea in the Rouse Avenue court, and the Enforcement Directorate's counsel clearly opposed it. And they were saying that the investigation is at a juncture where they are about to close the entire case, and Arvind Kejriwal, being the national convener of our national political party, who is involved in a deep crime where 100 crores of kickback was asked by Arvind Kejriwal as being alleged by the Enforcement Directorate, and also stated and also presented the facts, the bookings of how Arvind Kejriwal stayed in Goa, and the money was then given by Charanpreet Singh, who was being given in charge of the Goa elections during that time. It was also stated in the court by the Enforcement Directors Council that Charanpreet Singh and the WhatsApp chats between Vijay Nair at that point of time. It was stated by the Enforcement Directorate that the hotel in which Arvind Kejriwal was staying, the 5-star hotel, the amount was given to Charanpreet Singh. 45 crore rupees cash was taken to Goa during those election time period, and Arvind Kejriwal knew all about it. It was on the other side stated by the counsels of Arvind Kejriwal, and they clearly stated that just by saying that Vijay Nair was occupying the bungalow of Saurabh Bharadwaj or Atishi doesn't mean that he was directly involved, and certainly it is Arvind Kejriwal who does not know about these meetings which were taking place. These are separate things, and Arvind Kejriwal's counsel clearly defended that, after which the order got reserved, and suddenly when the order has now come out, it's a big relief for the Aam Aadmi Party, for the supporters of the Aam Aadmi Party, as Arvind Kejriwal has got the regular bail today.
All right. Thank you so much, Aishwarya, for joining us and bringing us that breaking news. Huge relief, as Aishwarya said, for the Delhi Chief Minister, now granted bail. Well, moving on to the other big story we've been tracking all day today, the exam mess, and 2 exams now in question. One is the NEET medical exam and then the UGC NET exam, which was actually cancelled a day after it was taken. You saw massive protests today by student organizations, and this evening, just a short while ago, the Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan addressed a press conference on this entire issue, and he reassured that no guilty person will be spared at any cost, and he even said action will be taken against the testing agency if needed. Remember, the NTA, the National Testing Agency, has been in the firing line with the opposition and many students demanding that the chief of the NTA be sacked.
मैं आपको विश्वास दिलाना चाहता हूं, पुख्ता जानकारी आने पर दोषियों को कड़ी से कड़ी उनके ऊपर कार्रवाई की जाएगी। एनटीए हो या एनटीए में कोई भी बड़ा व्यक्ति हो, जो इसमें दोषी पाया जाएगा, इसके खिलाफ सख्त कार्रवाई की जाएगी।
And with this ongoing NEET controversy and allegations of irregularities, now a fresh twist with the arrest of 4 men in Bihar who claim they were involved in the paper leak. That is, they purchased the exam paper. One student claiming that he received the exact paper the night before the NEET exam. Now, it's taken a political turn. These revelations, they're already being investigated by the Bihar police. But now, the Bihar Deputy Chief Minister has claimed that Tejashwi Yadav's close aide was linked to this leak, with the RJD then hitting back.
a major twist in the NEET saga. After an aspirant from Bihar gave out this confession to the Bihar police, admitting he received a set of questions the day prior to the exam, and that exact questions were asked in the exam the next day.
This revelation has put a major dent in the claims of the National Testing Agency and the Union Education Ministry, who all along claimed that there was no paper leak and that the sanctity of the exam was not compromised.
2 of the 4 men arrested from Bihar were alleged kingpins of the paper leak and told aspirants they could leak the question paper of any competitive exam, and that it would cost 30 to 32 lakh rupees for each aspirant to clear NEET.
We are relying on their input and we have sought detailed input. काफी उन्होंने information मांगी है, NT ने share किया है. Ministry has also sought detailed information from them. Once we receive the detailed input from Bihar police, we will take action, and that action will be completely commensurate to the input which they provide.
ये detail है उनका.
Bihar's NEET tangle has taken a political turn and triggered a tussle between the BJP, part of the Nitish Kumar government, and the opposition RJD. The state's Deputy Chief Minister today claimed the alleged paper leak had an RJD and Tejasvi Yadav connection.
इनका और कई रिपोर्ट है मैसेज वाला जो यहाँ से भेजा गया है, और हमारे पदाधिकारी सिकंदर कुमार के नाम से बुक करा के अनुराग यादव को ठहरवाया। ये सिकंदर कुमार जो नीट परीक्षा के अभ्यर्थी को परीक्षा में धांधली की जो विषय आई है,
The RJD has called the allegations baseless and an attempt to divert the attention from the Modi government's own failure to protect the interest of students.
देश के प्रधानमंत्री और देश के शिक्षा मंत्री 25 लाख बच्चों के गुनहगार हैं। 25 लाख बच्चे जो नीट की धोखाधड़ी से प्रभावित हुए हैं, वो गुनहगार हैं। धर्मेंद्र प्रधान क्लीन चिट देते हैं।
For now, the NEET mess does not seem to be ending anytime soon. With Ishika in Delhi, this is Maria Sharif.
And as the NEET row, as we said, continues, a second controversy over the cancellation of the UGC NET exam. So you have 2 major exams handled by the National Testing Agency, which are under a cloud. But today, the Education Ministry defended the NTA, saying the exams were scrapped because integrity was compromised and that no one will be spared. But students once again took to the streets demanding the NTA chief be removed.
Anger against the National Testing Agency's exam mess. With NEET and UGC NET aspirants protesting from outside the Education Ministry in Delhi to Lucknow.
छात्रों के भविष्य के साथ खिलवाड़ करने के लिए ये यहाँ पर बैठे हुए बेशर्मों की तरह हमारी डिमांड है सुप्रीम कोर्ट की निगरानी में यहाँ पर इंक्वायरी हो, एनटीए को डिसबैंड किया जाए।
5 साल से पेपर ऑनलाइन मोड में हो रहा था और सही हो रहा था बिना किसी प्रॉब्लम के, तो ऑफलाइन में कराने की इनको क्या ऐसी जरूरत आ पड़ी?
होल्ड है, खुलवा देंगे, जूता उतरवा देंगे, कहाँ स्कैन कर लेंगे कुछ नहीं पता है, पर इनके एनटीए द्वारा कोई पारदर्शिता है, सरकार द्वारा कोई पारदर्शिता है भर्ती में।
After a huddle in the ministry with top NTA officials, the government came out in defense of the beleaguered agency that holds almost all key entrance exams in India, saying that they would act against collusion at any level and would put the interest of students first.
Nobody has complained. The agency itself taken action. That I4C itself has taken action and caught those kind of that input, and they shared with us. That's why we have taken action.
The government claims it has been proactive and took suo motu action in the case of the UGC NET cancellation, based on inputs available with them to protect students' interests.
अभी ये मैटर इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग एजेंसी को दिया गया है. एट दिस लेवल इफ वी डिस्क्लोज एनी डिटेलिंग it may compromise the investigation. If any accident happen, that should not be completely attributed to that change. That's what I am saying. But what are the pure reason, point-wise point, NTA can explain it later on.
A new date for the UGC NET exam will be announced soon, and the CBI continues to investigate on the alleged NET paper leak. As far as the NEET paper fiasco is concerned in Bihar, the union government has put the ball in the state government's court for the investigation. Meanwhile, the apex court put on hold hearings in high courts in cases related to the alleged NEET paper leaks. However, the counselling process will continue.
एनटीए से तो बिल्कुल उम्मीद नहीं है, क्योंकि उम्मीद रहती तो वो उम्मीद तो हमें थी जब तक जब तक रिजल्ट नहीं आया था तब तक.
The NET mess is exploding even before the NEET mess is cleaned up. The National Testing Agency have gone far beyond just the teething troubles. The first step to clean the mess is to take the blame. The big question is, will the NTA bite the bullet? With video journalist Stephen Antony, this is Aishwarya Jain with Tanushka and Tanishq for NDTV.
And Congress leader Rahul Gandhi today hit out over this entire entrance exam controversy, saying that the education system has been captured by the BJP and RSS. The BJP hit back, saying that Rahul was not helping the students.
This is extremely damaging to students, and it's happening because all our institutions have been captured. Our vice chancellors are placed not based on merit, but because they belong to a particular organization. And this organization and the BJP have penetrated our education system and destroyed it. What was done by Mr. Narendra Modi to the economy with demonetization has now been done to the education system. The reason this is happening and the reason you're suffering is because an independent, objective education system has been demolished. It is very important that the people who are guilty here are brought to book and they are punished. Thank you.
सरकार इस विषय को लेकर संकल्पबद्ध है. यह विषय सर्वोच्च न्यायालय में विचाराधीन है. हम कांग्रेस पार्टी से कहना चाहेंगे कि अब चुनाव समाप्त हो गए. अब आप जहां सरकार में हैं, जिम्मेदारी निभाइए और बताइए कि केंद्र की सत्ता आपको नहीं मिली है, राज्य की जहां सत्ता मिली है, आप अपनी अपनी सो कॉल्ड गारंटी में क्या पूरा करने जा रहे हैं. और इस विषय के ऊपर जब मामला न्यायालय में विचाराधीन है, अपने को सुप्रीम कोर्ट से बड़ा साबित करने का प्रयास मत करिए.
All right, some breaking news now coming in. The president has appointed Bhartrihari Mehtab as the pro tem speaker, and let's go across to Nikunj for more on this story. So Nikunj, Mr. Mehtab will be administering the oath of office to all the new members of parliament when the Lok Sabha convenes on the 24th.
Well, absolutely. And this piece of news developing currently or being broken currently is important because there was a lot of speculation that whether the post of the pro tem speaker will go to the senior most member of the House of the 18th Lok Sabha, most likely from the opposition benches. And probably the government would want to send out a message of a more conciliatory approach in the people's house. But quite clearly, the government has decided that it will be from one of its own ranks that a member will become a pro tem speaker. Mr. Bhartrihari Mehtab, remember, it was a 6th-term Lok Sabha MP prior to this from the BJD. Days prior to the national elections of 2024, he joined BJP, and he still is a sitting MP from the same Lok Sabha constituency of Cuttack. So he's the 7th-term Lok Sabha MP, amongst the senior-most MPs for sure, but not the senior most, and that is why it was being speculated that probably the post will go to somebody from the opposition benches. That's not happening, and the president has already issued the appointment order for Mr. Bhartrihari Mehtab, earlier of the BJD, now from the BJP ranks. Gargi?
All right. Thanks so much, Nikunj, for joining us with that breaking news. So, a pro tem speaker there appointed by the president who will swear in the new members of parliament. Well, news now from Tamil Nadu, where over 35 people belonging to the Kallakurichi district died following consumption of illicit alcohol. That's hooch. Dozens more are being treated in hospital, and police have arrested the suspected bootlegger, detained 2 others. The Chief Minister Stalin has ordered a probe by a retired High Court judge. But the opposition AIADMK and BJP have blamed the government for its failure. The BJP has also announced a statewide protest. Well, let's go across to Sam Daniel now for more. And Sam, what is the latest you can share with us? Action taken by the state government, but yet another huge tragedy there taking place in Tamil Nadu, the BJP announcing a statewide protest.
That's right, Gargi. 39 people have so far died. We come to you from Karunapuram, where behind me is a mass cremation happening. A pall of gloom in this village. 24 of the 39 dead are from this village. And the state government has appointed an inquiry commission by retired Justice Gokul Das. And it has also suspended the SP, a few enforcement police officers, and transferred the collector. But the opposition says it's too little, too late. And in fact, the 3 people who have been arrested, the suspected bootleggers, they are history cheaters. They have been arrested in the past for alleged illegal liquor sale. And this appears to be a total intelligence failure. And also, many alleged as a collusion by perhaps the ruling party cadre. And Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has said that he will crack down with an iron hand, and has announced a 10 lakh relief for families of those who have lost their dear ones in this, and has also directed the Home Secretary and the DGP to file a report within 2 days' time. And the kingpin Chinnadurai is still absconding. He was earlier detained for alleged sale of illicit liquor. And many tough questions being asked by the opposition. AIADMK Chief Edappadi Palaniswamy has demanded M.K. Stalin's resignation, calling his governance as incompetent one. And Annamalai, the state BJP chief, has said the state has not learnt any lessons, and he's demanding at least closure of 1,000 government-run liquor shops across Tamil Nadu, and also a relook at the government's policy over sale of liquor by the government itself, which fetches around 40,000 crore revenue. And the entire investigation has now been transferred to the CBCID. And the big question, of course, why no lessons learned? In fact, last year, 22 people were killed in Tamil Nadu after they consumed methanol. Will any lessons be learned this time? Lastly, there's worry about more than 100 people who are still in hospital. They're complaining of excruciating pain, blurred eye vision, and also loss of hearing.
All right, Sam, and a very grim picture there behind you. Thanks so much for joining us with the very latest developments there. That brings us to the end of our bulletin. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.